Hello guys, and what is up? Red here. We're back with another video. Welcome anime watchers. We are here to talk about the kind of the next hyped anime right now is the God of High School. So we're gonna do a review slash breakdown of the first episode. Um but anyways, welcome to the channel if you are new, and welcome back if you're not new. But anyways, we're gonna jump straight into the review. But first, let me talk about my history with God of High School. So I'm I'm not a big manga reader slash webtoon reader. This is a webtoon, to be clear. Um I'm never not really a bigger fan of either. I probably read more manga than webtoons, but this is one I read a while back. Maybe like I'm a senior in college now, and I probably read this one when I was like senior, junior in like high school or something. So it's been quite a minute, so it's not all there. I can't recall it completely. I never I maybe got like 30, 40, 50 chapters in. I didn't get super far, but I will say this: it does hold a special place for me, just because it's one of the few manga slash webtoons that I went out of my way to read before, just before even the hype and all of that stuff. Um, it was just really cool that it is now an anime, and they are really stepping up with these webtoons, or if you want to call them Korean mangas. We're really stepping up with them and showing out, because this is like the second big one that's got an adaptation. The first one being Tower of God, and this one got a high school. For some reason, they both got the word God in it. But yeah, those are two big webtoons that finally got animated. So leaves a lot of room for more webtoons to kind of pop up here and there with animations. One big one is, I think, Solo Leveling is the one everyone's kind of hyped on right now. Big webtoon. So maybe that one, they're definitely, I imagine, looking to make an anime adaptation on that one. But anyways, yeah, that's why it holds a special place for me. And yeah, so watching this episode, it really started bringing me back, because everything that happened in this episode, I remembered while I was watching it. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that happening in the webtoon. I remember that happening. I remember all that happening. So like this whole entire episode, I remembered from watching it. So apparently the first season is supposed to have 13 episodes. If you didn't know that, so it's the first one just came out. I guess it new one will come out every week. That's kind of the normal format. So if there's some information for you if you did not know that. But yeah, let's jump into the review, man. So first, start off with what main character's name is, or main protagonist's name is Jin Muri. So that I'll call. I kind of want to wish I would. If I get my words out, I want to kind of call him Jin, but I know most people probably will know him by Muri, so I will call him that for the duration of the video. Um, but he's the main protagonist, and it kind of opened up with well, it opened up with a few other things. Instance, there was an island incident, and I think a prime minister, if I want to say, was the man behind what happened on that island. I think there was a prime minister. I wouldn't pay too much attention because that part actually was not in the webtoon. I'm pretty sure the everything after that is what I'm very familiar with. So there, right there, was a bit of a foreshadowing that's not was not in the webtoon, but yeah, we'll talk about that in just a second though. But yeah, it started really with Jin Muri, or just say Muri. So having flashbacks of his grandpa while he was dreaming, and that, I'm pretty sure now that right there is kind of off memory. I'm pretty sure that was his granddad, um, not his father or anything like that. That was his granddad. If I'm 100%, if I remember that correctly, fact check me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure for any of the non webtoon readers, that is his granddad. Hopefully that's not really a spoiler. I hope not. I think they have such a similarity. It should have been kind of obvious. But anyways, uh, moving on though. So I promise I won't spoil anything. I'm not gonna. I'm just talking strictly about what's going on in anime, breaking it down. So Muri had a dream, and he woke up and was running late for the tournament, and basically he's kind of smashed his alarm clock. So I guess that might have been why was a little late. But he rushed down there to get to the tournament. So this tournament is a big deal on there in this world, right? So in this world, the tournament is like basically the God of High School tournament is basically like a pretty much um, uh, I guess like a championship or some championship game with like any sport. So it's like really big in their world. So everyone's tuning in. Everyone wants to be there. Everyone wants to see it. Everyone's streaming and watching it and all that good stuff. So it's a big deal, big tournament in their world. So it's strictly martial arts and deals like that. People can use weapons and whatnot, but it's a martial arts tournament. Um, similar to the ones early on in Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball. Early in that era, they used to have a lot of martial arts tournaments going on there. But that was Japanese style. This is, like I said, Korean, which should obviously should be a little different in terms of that aspect. But yeah, so that's just how it is in their world with this tournament. So Muri is on his way down there, and he ends up running into this lady that just got her purse stolen. Now this event. Has two meanings to it, and I'll get into it in just a second. But anyways, he went to chase after the thief, and on the way, he ended up running into the other two people that will be in the tournament as well. So the other two are Han Dawi and Yu Mira. Those two are the other two, and I'm gonna just call Dway. I'm gonna just call him Han, just to make it simpler on me to say. Rolls off tongue a little better. And then there's Mira. So those two were the others he met. Trying to recruit. I mean, get this purse back. Now on the way. So like I said, this event had two kind of really purposes. One, first and foremost, to kind of show you just character of the main protagonist, right? So Muru, it just kind of really showed. I mean Mari, I said Muru. Mari, it showed basically his character. He's a good guy. He's gonna go help a lady, an innocent old lady that just got her purse snatched. Like I said, and also the second basically in the terms of story, this gas it allowed these three to join together. So these three met up before the tournament. This event allowed those three specifically to meet up before the tournament, which will have a little bit of effect because now they're more likely to work together um, during this tournament instead of against each other, if that makes sense. So that was really significant there because maybe if they didn't meet up and run into each other then and there before the tournament, they probably would have ended up fighting each other, which could have threw a lot of stuff off. But anyways, yeah, so it's good they're all the same team. Pretty much so far, and to get into the tournament, we ran into tournament wise. So yeah, they like I said, they greeted, they got the purse back, money back, whatever. And like I said, I must say the animation is fantastic so far. Like they really outdid themselves with this animation. So it was really clean on the bike chase. It was really clean during the tournament. So those key factors were just really clean through that first episode. So, and the episodes basically broke down to two parts. The early part, where obviously they were trying to get the purse back for the old lady, and then the second part, which is the tournament, which was really only like 8 minutes of the episode. So it's I guess still about half of the episode. So yes, they got into after the chase, so they got into the tournament, right? So we're here at the tournament. They all, like I said, knew each other. They introduced each other. Okay, hey, hey, and then they got into the tournament. And the tournament, obviously, the rules. No one was clear on the rules exactly what they were gonna be doing, but they just immediately said battle royale style. So everyone for themselves, and they all just went at it. And notice here though, this is something I noticed. But notice how they had like power levels right on their wrist and stuff. They could see that the power levels were never shown. The stronger fighters never their power levels were never shown. So just keep that in mind. Just a little small detail I noticed. The power I can't remember exactly why this reason wasn't among, and obviously I wouldn't say it anyway because it might be a spoiler at this point. But just keep in mind that notice how only the weaker guys have like power levels that were shown. So just a little detail I noticed. And then during the tournament, obviously we saw some strong fighters. The three other people besides the main three, those guys are important as well. So don't sleep on them. Anyone that basically has hands and throwing hands right now, it's kind of significant a little later on. So yeah, if they aren't just immediate fodder, then they are pretty relevant later. So yeah, we saw like a guy that was a girl. I won't say their names obviously because they haven't been introduced yet, so it'll be pointless to mention their names anyway. But there was like just a straight up karate guy, and then there was a straight up. It was a girl that was like chewing gum, kind of. I think want to say like a wrestler type, and then there was another guy who had a bat, so who was reading a book. So those three are kind of relevant later on, but yeah, they were throwing hands, man. They were like straight up throwing hands, and moving forward, before I get to the end part, this anime is just really great for, should be recommended for a lot of people for two reasons. One, if you just want to see people just straight up throw hands, just like pure martial arts, like no freaking like Dragon Ball, like Kami Ha's every three to minutes, like just pure just throwing hands. Yeah, this is definitely anime for you. And also just shonen wise, just a great story, shonen story as well. But anyways, back on track with the thing, tournament. So yeah, they were all working together, pretty much taking out the weak guys, the fodder. No one strong people really decided to go against each other. Then they introduced a man, basically a latecomer. I can't remember his name exactly now. I didn't want to bother to really mention anyway because it's not too relevant right now. But he he was fighting strictly with his legs and was basically holding his own against the Mira, and obviously Muru came in a little later, and he, it just showed he actually wasn't as weak as the others, right? So just kind of just a quick glance at his strength in there. And there was a small detail that during he kicked Muru, and during that kick, Muru used his elbow. He smashed his ankle between his elbow and his knee. The other fighter. So basically, like really bruising his ankle, and that was not a it was like really subtle, and a lot of people probably didn't notice it. And so, I don't even think the guy who threw the kick realized what happened until after. But that's just how quick it was, and that's actually a significant part right there later. And quite a few of the prospectors, they kind of caught on, saw that, and yeah, it was a little slick, but it's just kind of a hint of his abilities. And yeah, and there's also prospectors that kind of, I guess they chose these fighters, so these fighters weren't just kind of randomly selected. They were kind of chosen in a sense by the prospectors. And yeah, and there's like five, six, seven of them, eight. I can't remember exactly how many of them, but those guys are relevant as well later in the story. But so far. Just a great opening, just a great like intro to the anime in general. Just it just gave everyone should have gave everyone a general a foresheet of what's to come for this anime, which is just a lot of fighting. Really, that's strictly what this is. You're probably gonna get fighting every episode, and just based off of the first episode, man, it's gonna probably be beautifully done. And I must say, as I was watching this episode, it's everything I read just started coming back to me. So it was really nice that they didn't really go too far out of the box there. Um, Now, in terms of, I guess I'll talk a little about the anime in general here. I already kind of mentioned how it's a perfect shonen story, and what else did I mention? Oh, it's just straight martial arts. But more into that though, like if like I said, if you're not really into big of like Kamehamehas and all that stuff, like just a big power skill, um, this is like low power skill right now. But obviously, this is what I was going back to the first scene we saw earlier. There, the power scaling does go up quite a bit later on, and that was kind of forcing their or demonstrated earlier in the scene where a hand basically came out of the sky and smashed the island. Now that right there is just a demonstration of how big the power scaling does get, and yeah, it doesn't just strictly stick to just hand to hand and martial arts all the time, but it will get out of the power scaling will go up. Just to hopefully that's not really a spoiler. Like I said, it was kind of foreshadowed earlier in the episode, and then but anything else happened at the end? Yeah, like I said, I think I already mentioned what. So Jin Muri right now, he's kind of more so a. I'll get into the characters for the main three. He's more of a into their fighting styles anyway, and because it's kind of been shown, so it's not anything new. But he's just straight, kind of more like a kicker in a sense. But he is just straight martial arts, pretty much, and fighting, blocking, and all that stuff. I wish I knew his exact fighting style. I never. They're gonna probably say it later, but it's probably somewhere I should know. Or something I could have easily Googled before this video, but he does definitely probably has a specific fighting style. And then Han, he's just kind of like a Hulk type, right? He just has a lot of power behind his punches and just really strong in a sense. I can't really think of any other comparisons, but just like physically strong, like just it's not as much skill, but just physically is just would just kind of blow a lot of people away with his strength. And then obviously with Myra, she has the sword, and she also obviously we saw a little foreshadow of that she has a little bit of she doesn't need the sword to just compete, but it's her main weapon of choice and her main go to. But she also can throw hands, basically, and yeah, she's not one to underestimate either. But in terms of that, I don't want to make this video too long because I don't think there is a like I said, it wasn't too much that went down there. I think we covered the basics here. And yeah, just moving forward, I'm just really excited to see what happens next in the anime, as well as if how well it follows the story. And I may even go back and reread some of the webtoon, parts that I'm not, can't remember right now. But yes, like I said, great so far. Yeah, if you just randomly checked it out and just thought, man, this is great, yeah, it is definitely a lot more to come, and definitely I can foresee being probably the best. I guess I gotta see the rest of these 13 episodes, but it's definitely gonna be in the top like three anime of this for this year to be released this year. I can guarantee it's already gonna be there. But anyways, yeah, I think that's it for everything. We're gonna end it here. So if you guys enjoyed this, please like I said, we're gonna do this every episode. So if you want to see, me, these reviews and breakdowns every episode, man, we're gonna be doing that. And so just go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we're gonna already be doing it. And like I said, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys enjoyed about this first episode. And if you have read the webtoons, let me know in the comments too. I'm interested to see how many other people have read it. Because it was just a look of the draw that I happen to already have read a little bit of God of High School before it happened. But yeah, really excited. Like I said, this tournament is yeah gonna get flipped on its head in just a second. But so yeah, so stay tuned, guys. Real Diversity will be out. You guys take it easy.